I think
that was a only dino. Very important. So Bano be jump for di kamano. But Obasoa Obishia Ubia. Richard when not on said it. Fatilo written out on said it. Nabibia I come a corner. I didn't Jeffrey Atuminasi.
Hey, coffee. Oh, you.
I need to where's that? Where's that? Go for some Chema Dino Munchemu. We boom and the chemu. Boomer. So Boomer.
Me, I'm in Boomer.
I want Boomer and the man.
I rent your free. Chromo bank.
I write before Access Bank. If you on the map.
France and do Access Bank.
Boomer and the man. And yeah, you be so.
In Boomer, so for power.
In this Boomer, about full party.
Charlie.
Boomer put that.
Effect and Papa Effect.
I'm trying to say you.
Same maybe make a choice at Branton. So who's some Pabwe Fabia Semi and Honam to an Arcasa?
Boomer.
Some video one cast what you have to
minimum top notch.
Hey, Boomer top notch.
Okay. I just found the who's me.
F.
It's a Boomer. And then Boomer. My good discounts when you come and to here be a good day.
Sure.
Boomer will be a
Papa, your call business you come.
Rich.
Okay.
Now. And no Barca for which you mutana born on Baba. There was no way the game was going to be called off. Game no me there on Baba. And send another Andy Cachono. Has the Taflake after match no ever complaining bitterly. In fact, Joe Kunde after the game, also when he post-match analysis in the interview, complained bitterly. No, can he say in the game? So it's a two players play. One player for Barcelona, one player for Osasuna. And Rich, you can understand for Osasuna for Podier, they are not in a good place because Brian Zaragoza are more and Enya fit, almost a lot of injury issues. Ante Bodemere Eba from the bench. In fact, na commentator no cry say Ante Bodemere Eba Croatia versus France match nibi, and he had to travel quickly to Spain to come and prepare for some match. Same for almost every Spanish player in our park. It's me. Time when Daniel Motinasia na team to a bonus. I knew that there's going to be trouble. And this is the second time Daniel Mo April this season. Barca best about this weekend. Or both this weekend or next week or best about midweek. Or we are no about next weekend. No about midweek Champions League. No about
some is argument you know.
But which any from beyond number match. This is a game was in the review.
T. You see, there be a mekase.
Yeah.
Me no bia or this kasembe argument you mean the yarding. Sikana players in the general. I are treasures. Because say nipa wuti we say.
Yeah.
Na we can be a Friday be a akwaje 300,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And yes sikakito.
Yeah, it's a dozen.
But you see, as much as say yes sikasem players in this komoje I are treasures near the nano. You should also look at it say.
Yeah.
They are the main actors of the game.
Just a protection. Yeah, very good argument.
We need to protect them.
Yeah.
Because you can now say bedroom maybe. That's all the Champions League. I mean, when you say Obia or Cotinetcha Bibiano. As well as say Bia Barcelona fana. Oberso who obiti say Lami Yama on the pitch. Obergonia say because of a brand and a boy or born in tentem near the into a prayer. Coffee crowd don't think the game no. Obe feel okay. Watching it.
Enjoy it.
So as much as say, you can't no be a say players in this come in Dawson. Oh, na say players they be switch the bench.
Which but say fisher conjecture we. You can't blame the Spanish Federation so much. And then when you take it away from Enana, can't be me about some match because it is not the doing of the Spanish Federation. You say, oh, Copa del Rey, oh, Champions League, oh, League. Competitions in your home. So what did they have to do? The match had to be played. And Rich, before we went into the game, what was at stake for Team FN Barcelona was 3 points. Because you can't open. So which Spanish La Liga table will be forcing about our game now. Madrid and Barcelona were all joined the same number of points. Our Spanish La Liga table also. But how were Barca going to get the needed points from time and now Osasuna feedback has started saying baby more. From time and now Osasuna issues. No. How were they going to get that done?
Is it possible so bet me to share a pocket near wall
side?
Your feedback ain't too bad.
It's how was Osasuna for going to Barca for going to manage, get 3 points, and then make sure somebody winning.
Fatcha me say me rem me catch you for so say start show no. Me catch him say there your guest on the show Yewura Hussein Atta. Ono ye MTNF Cup committee chairman no. On a guest ewo show no so. Yewura ba be dru ntu wie ya no. Ebi din komo no enso e de atraso nti go bi entraso.
That is what I'm saying. And you free as here you call and news started say a bear free Barcelona Chromo say Ronald Araujo a free Uruguay eba bedru Spain. Wa friend Hansi Flick a catch a flick say board up a sobo. Inti I'm on bench because Kubas in your fit. Ebi ana Inigo Martinez and I say Eric Garcia Saka Kupra. There isn't a backup for them. It's although Kubasi was on the bench, Ronald Araujo also decided to go and stay on the bench and then try say Onosube fit and play for the game. Before the game, Hansi Flick in the near decided that Ronald Araujo here. It shows say only there's some here ready to commit. Before the game no come crown. I think say a idea about what this season, Barca and Hansi Flick have gotten a lot of leadership and a lot of character. And Sadio Ronald Araujo here, he may not look too big, but that tells him and his coach he is ready to fight for Barca team consistently. And today, if you go to the two pro Barca papers, I was paying Chromo Sport, any Mundo Deportivo, they keep on talking about leaders. Mundo Deportivo say the lead by the leaders, talking about Fran Torres, and then of course. This game also talking about a lot of leaders in front of sport, which the starting lineup really expected. Say Yebeko game anymore. Hansi Flick will start with the kind of lineup of starting. So Shea Obo ne normal 4-3-3 no board. But the 4-3-3 no board, you know, with the full backs of Alejandro Balde and Jules Koundé, two center backs that we have not seen play before this season. In a branch friend Inigo Martinez and Eric Garcia. Then in the middle of the pack, the ball, Frankie de Jong, Pedri as the double pivot of a sort, and about branch friend Danny Olmo, about Gavi also right on top of them. Then in attack, went on with Lamine Yamal, Danny Olmo, and a branch friend Fran Torres, having a very fluid and dynamic front three anymore. Ombe team rotating constantly to get a job done. I don't know if it was just the game, man. Right before the game never started, production team no more Spanish La Liga production and the two was say, I brought Barcelona for elbow in the first round. No more 7 games are. Now after one more game, no more 8 games winning streak was Spanish La Liga him. And the first thing, the first time BBC IC and the Hansi Flick. And Osasuna for Korean a Barca for a show by 4 goals to 2. And before this match, Barca have gone 7 games since Atletico de Madrid lost at the start at Montjuic. And then also still 7 games in there. I can't 1 game for them to get an 8-game winning streak, a new record under Hansi Flick. It's the opponent in front of Barcelona. May will be our bidder. So when I saw the starting lineup without Robert Lewandowski, I was saying, Lewandowski, I can't need 2 goals per. Obenya 40 goal contributions for club and country this season. Barca for one say sometimes the performances he doesn't lead up to what you expect from Robert Lewandowski. And you will get something else from Lewandowski other than just the goals that the man was Bayern Munich when he was younger. So you would cut him some slack from there. Which Hansi Flick has built a Barca team. Say a Jumani down say so no results, and they do just that. And when they started the game, it was same Barcelona 3 back when we have the ball. This time, Inigo Martinez, they're the central centre back. Then they had Abentia, your friend Eric Garcia as a right centre back, the left centre back, then Jules Koundé on the right hand side. In Fiifi-Manfred, there was constant rotation from Abentia, your friend Frankie de Jong, and Abentia, your friend Pedri in the first line to help in terms of ball progression. What is that? Osasuna for the ball, a compact 4-5-1. To make sure say ball in the half spaces for team and friend Barcelona. It's no more press here. It became a 4-4-2 of a sort. Say a lot of men behind the ball, and then they can prevent Barca from having most of it. It's Barca for sitting in a 3-5-2. What it meant was that Sir Frankie de Jong and Pedri Belde Yapa, Abentefe and Alejandro Balde, ever keeping the weight. Ferran Torres will come inside. Then you have Lamine Yamal keeping the weight here. Now Abentefe and Gavi, Ababeka, the front trainer, Amana 5. Church. I never say you started ball now. Barca started getting lots of chances. Lots of them. And the first goal came from a very good playmaking job from Abentefe friend Frankie de Jong in the number 6 area, combining with Abentefe friend Ferran Torres. Again, Abentefe friend Alejandro Balde. Then Ferran Torres went on to go and attack the box in Barca in your first goal, just in the opening minute of our first half. And immediately Barca for in our first goal in the 11th minute, it settled the nerves. Which I know that Lamine Yamal ain't no goal, but in terms of playmaking, he was one of Barca's best players and on the right hand side on consistently. Before say Obama Dani Olmo winning a penalty, now we bought a similar ball into the path of Ferran Torres from wide area. When you're not turning no movie players near Wepe, then he plays a dink pass in between Osasuna for it. But because Barca for able with a lot of rotational movement and not regular number 9, it was difficult for Osasuna for it to track them. This place be no much. Lamine Yamal ball back to a front of Abentefe Ferran Torres in a bit to try and score a goalkeeper and the next chance came, fell to Abentefe a friend Dani Olmo who won a penalty from there. Dani Olmo penalty calling back. When I was watching the game live, let me hear the crowd because Michelle goalkeeper no, then the 9 back line edge. It was later on that I realized that there was encroachment from Osasuna players. No?
Encroachment in the say about penalty now.
Yeah.
The opposing team, no.
Yeah.
And a line now, ya sign on Nipana or Kobo penalty in the Chino. And it's a motra. As a woman, I'm Mujana. No, Bona keeper is every year. And as I said, yes. But the keeper is a candia. Then happen the Mutia corner or
yeah, in fact, extension of the rule crash say who encroaching a keeper a pemboneba. Nasa and ya wookie own a ultimate clear bono, but Bassani Nedika advantage now, they will retake the penalty.
Okay.
But because in this case, as soon as I found a clear ball from the quiet Conantino, then it was a penalty. Jenny has on Facebook, I was at the Honum clearly. And so, of course, at that point in time, next said Dani Olmo, every taking penalty, which at 2-0, it was a done deal.
Okay.
When was it? Ferran Torres started just 11 games for team my friend Barcelona this season. And inside 11 games that Ferran Torres has started, which over 14 goal contributions this season as a player of the caliber of Ferran Torres. And almost all of the time, okay, Barca Dortmund, Richardo, Champions League. Barca called them. They were struggling to get a win. Robert Lewandowski was on the field of play. As the game was going far, Hans-Dieter Flick had the Ferran Torres back. He changed the game. And he has become somebody or Tebencho or Statio or a very important to what Hans-Dieter Flick is all year. He influences the game so well, coming from the bench, of course, starting games like Enranajo, being an important player for Tima, your friend FC Barcelona, which Hansi Flick, Femi Asema Mika, say, in pre midfielder, the best of them, most complete. It is Pedri. It is Pedri. That is fine in football. India.
Because you don't expect Barcelona coaches over Kase. Pedri nye the best midfielder in the world.
Because nobody is arguing with any Madrid star. And it will be honest, because Jude Bellingham, no, that is fine. But in my opinion, and for me, Pedri is the best midfielder in the world. Okay. He has proven consistently over the season. Say, Bono, any Jumana or Onimbo, or you him this season. Barca for unsung hero be among kind of one same baby.
I know I'm coming here again. I was like, this Balde guy.
But Unim said, also De La Fuente and Fernando Spanish national team. Because of Marco Correa.
Oh, Bobo, papa.
Marco Correa, you have Fernando Spanish national team as a left back, and you have to stay back. But which, any in the world, if we are talking about some of the best left backs, over 2 seasons ago, I told you about Alejandro Balde. The first day I watched Balde, I said this boy is good. And the role now, Obono, he is more or less like a wing back for Barca.
Sure.
Because Rafinha as a winger doesn't have the touchline, but Barca for the per weight. So he gives the team the weight, allow players to be in the half spaces, so they will be stretchy play. The crosses, the cuts back, the decision making, the technical ability, the physicality to go up and down the touchline, and then the full package of work as a player for me has been very important. I don't know. Say, we Marco Correa see now we Alejandro Balde see who should be the left back for the Spanish national team? Because Correa is playing so well for Chelsea. Alejandro Balde playing so well for Barcelona, and I just don't know. But in the Barca team, we always mention the Pedris. You remember Gavi Mudi, we mentioned Lewandowski, Ferran Torres, and all the other Barcelona boys. No, but it's a lot of credit to Abrantia, your friend Alejandro Balde, and Wojciech Szczesny, another unsung player, our Barca team, 17 games, 9 clean sheets, 0 losses. Original the story with your Szczesny is funny. When you say, or you're one of those footballers who openly let everybody know, say, or no, is great. Or no, he openly does it. Like what Francesco Conceição as a manager, no, or no, or yeah. In fact, there were reports that Abrano Juve, who said Mauricio Sarri also as a coach, also smoky. In Italy, their public rules in terms of smoking in public was different from England. In Slovenia, Abrano Mauricio Sarri able be free Italy about Chelsea. No. The question was that how will Sarri get to smoke? He smoke breaks, no, in your part of the world, a little bit alien to see somebody who openly smokes. Yes, the health hazards are there, morally, the implications and the questions around it. But only Indian, I worked the Indian before. They take nicotine breaks.
Okay.
About 12 or could you be so cigarette. Cigarettes.
Okay.
And the nicotine compound, no, to them gives them the relaxation that they need to get. That is what Szczesny was doing. I brought in Poland, in Warsaw. When Barca called him, he thought he was going to be a backup or better bench, acting how Inaki Peña will play. All of a sudden, Inaki Peña is not in the plans of Barcelona. And he looks as if Szczesny is the number 1 goalkeeper who will compete with our brand friend Marc-Andre ter Stegen when the season ends. And that is exactly where we are going to as a team. So what Ejuma, our brand friend Szczesny, he has been instrumental for Barca for very, very instrumental. And in 9 clean sheets, one of the best players that you can get for team, your friend Barcelona. Which this weekend, Madrid are Leganes. And they need to keep the tabs and then make a stand chat and okay. Now one of the bankers prince or a Barcelona. No say that's where the league really. I'm saying the prince here.
And 3 points, bro.
3 points pay. There is an El Clasico somewhere in May. I think on the 11th of May. El Clasico show. Madrid follow Lake Reales. Almost shower. They know that at the same point. Once you drop any point or they score more goals than you, yes, the head-to-head will come. They have a chance and they will stick in it. It's about to say, Ejumaro, it is not done yet. And no will be said Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres say, I can 9 finals.
Not just games.
Finals.
Finals.
9 finals. And they need to make sure say, we release our games. No. And I mean, who said the Sun for this breaking news about say FIFA and UEFA has appointed an investigator to investigate Madrid players. No? I say, hey.
You say, only answer and Nibia didn't come home. Empire ye bunina and say, after investigations, Antonio Rudiger, Kylian Mbappe, Dani Ceballos, and the other guy anyway. No, Valverde didn't come home. No, maybe. I think I may ask them what listening to her. Okay, Vinicius Junior and Vinicius Junior.
Okay.
So 4 players when you saw more investigation, therefore.
Okay.
And only answer and Nibia didn't come out switch rooms. Yes. After investigation, see, go for me in term suspension.
At best, a better fine and go baby. At best, a fine, you better fine in Madrid.
Like you no more Champions League, you're going go for every.
At best, a very fine. Catch me, boss. The lally at Yasse Enfa.
Imagine Real Madrid with that Mbappe, Rudiger, Vinicius, and then Dani Ceballos. For 4.
Of the game near Pong. It is going to be difficult for it to on best sanction more matches maybe.
Okay.
It is obviously just going to be by way of a rate this year amount. And it's a Premier League this weekend. There is no Premier League.
Yeah.
There's Premier League next midweek. Now what will you do?
Chairman about training.
And running as soon as but hey Kati.
Senegal is on your people.
Senegal one could be crying.
One could be but about on your people.
It last time Bogos.
No, like me percentages or starting.
The last time was starting Bogos.
But chances to meet me and maybe you strike a main striker
or starting Bogos. Oh, how am I saying? Or starting Bogos.
Man, Arrowhead, no, you start on national team.
Men Arrowhead go Nigos. Or the Gonimejumoye. Who could be main Arrowhead. It's not any fun one who say 3 will be there. And you military recruit for because we don't who picture them is 8. Who is that 9 games now, Karen? Chelsea, if you want to say a big one for them, so meet me about Champions League Nivea. And for me, Nicolas Jackson was important for Chelsea in terms of chance creation. Waba, he can help them over there. I heard some news over the last 2 days. I brought Chelsea, Argentina for the Brazil for Kobo game. Reason is that Argentina for team, no, Atletico Madrid for boys in the dorsal. Julian Alvarez, Rodrigo De Paul, Giovanni Simeone, Guillermo Simeone, I mean, all of these boys. Yes, you almost call national team according to Edu Gasper. And almost try to convince Enzo Fernandez say, Jack Chelsea in a Champions League, I shall move in Atletico Madrid. Because what shall reach in the last few months, Enzo Fernandez's performance has been top. Everything. First time he saw everybody deeper, the physicality near issue. Now he's doing more of a box to box. As I see a box crashing, she goes smart Argentina, she goes smart Chelsea. And Chelsea would need him. It's just want to convince Enzo Fernandez Asenka. Onye na konyane na kombambe Atletico de Madrid nibi uni asida. And ya di obese aduma. Me pese me bisa we TV question, especially Chelsea fans. Wọ́n ò sí me video na ne buofu no. Nigeria bebo match no.
Only Zimbabwe.
I think say Jeff ni Andy won be some de to so. Na Victor Boniface e kon in Chenya.
All shouting is amasa.
Onko na chi no. Which say Chelsea to Osimhen. Don't you think that is somebody Obama players na set up na?
Personal players na say.
Yeah, because
and Osimhen you see every back so Nigeria and Zimbabwe no kwa no yes unless you don't know this guy. Okay, Ghana in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Oh, or Ronaldo. Like Penkugo. Always over game bia. Ever pon on the side. And I love you for that.
Because it seriously. Say the way sometimes Chelsea plays it me lose so much. No, stress. Now so much for the normal. You need a leader like Victor Osimhen. When you win the match, he will let you understand the master. Yeah, we want to win. And who said your dear Victor Boniface of all people? The captain William Trust the corner. And I'm about the fan and ask a question. Standards. And yes, Chelsea per center forward in the summer. I think that the quest for a center forward should go just beyond the ability on the field of play. Attitude is important. Obi will rather more or up a higher standard in terms of delivery. on kate corner sibia adwuma na say ye we so we have to be successful at all costs. I think say Abrante friend Victor Osimhen ebetimi saa de no e de Abrante my friend Chelsea in the summer so timi join you ma na e be hwe de wa kwesi because strikers ne de e don so bebre o and I want you news about you
Betomura
Obeto Holland abefu team
we know all right Fiifi-Manfred Martin Kanisha 104.5 yentu adwumadi ne so